What about it, YouTube? All right, I'm going to post a link to a interview that Alexander Dugin did a few years ago. And if you've never heard of the guy, you should probably get to know him a little bit. He's basically sort of a mystical guru, propaganda minister that works within Putin's government. Some have compared him to Rasputin because he's got that little mystical side to him. But in the interview, he's talking about basically he's trying to put forth this idea that that there's relativism in facts, that your truth is your truth, my truth is my truth, and how it takes shape is by belief. That belief is the beginning of truth. So immediately, of course, as a believer, you understand that that's at best new age feel-good nonsense, and at worst a very diabolically evil philosophy that allows every evil player a way out by saying that from their point of view it was their truth. So it's the end of empathy, it's the end of charity, it's the end of love of your neighbor. It's about how you can use your pride to make up your own truth and excuse your behavior. So, with that said, and just I'm watching all these people from different takes, and I've realized that some of the people who I've listened to have ties with questionable other people or groups that I would not agree with, because they would have some kind of either end times messianic crap going on in the background of their dogma, of their truth, okay, or some other godless anarchist or what have you. But I'm hearing, so you've got just a basket of people out there that all claim to be truthers that I'm watching. And I'm not talking about like whoever's out there that's unhinged emotionally, batshit insane, diehard leftist commies. I don't follow them or watch them. I catch a little bit of their stuff, but just enough to make me want to throw up. I already know what to expect from them. But part of what I'm talking about is, yeah, they are true believers in that. But even there it splits off, right? Because you've got the BLM true believers, the Antifa true believers, the LGBT true believers. There's even, what did they call them? The Redneck Revolt, or who was it? John Brown Gun Club or something. Anyway, those guys are actually in Shelby, North Carolina, that want to see anarchy. So there's a lot of people that don't want to accept what it is to be American. And I'm not even talking about them right now, okay? I'm talking about the Steve Bannoons, Conscious Resistance, Adam Green, even Vigilant Soviet, whatever his name is, was it? Anyway, there's just a myriad out there, and I'm hearing just their truth come out as well. So I'm yeah, everyone, I guess, out here who's listening to others is having to do what I'm having to do. They're having to ask themselves, what about what they're saying they agree with or they disagree with. And I don't attack everyone who I have a disagreement with, but I will go after somebody if I think that they're an out-and-out fraud. If I think what they're doing is dangerous to the people that's their followers, it's going to get them in trouble. So there's the guy that was talking about the Boogaloo. Okay, not scariest movie ever, but I think it might have been related to that guy. Anyway, there was a guy that was just talking about the Boogaloo, and now he's been shut down. I went after him. There's people that I'll go after. Even I could follow you for 10 years, but if I see you do something I think is dangerous or going sideways, I'm going to call you out on it. That's not my point here with this either. It's just that my point is that I expect that I'm no different than other people that are listening to whoever. So if you listen to Conscious Resistance, there's a level of the anarchy and the leftist crap that he likes because he likes anarchy. If you listen to Nick Fuentes, he's come out as basically being Nazbol, and there's a lot of those guys too. There's a lot of Nazbol that are basically Antifa and MAGA hats, unhinged, emotionally, mentally unstable, promoting a godless theory of politics or their theology of politics is godless. They're just unhinged and violent and can't wait to pop off. There could be a lot of people that would be in that camp, sort of like the Dingo Southerns and Goetak. Even those die-hard Colin Flaherty followers. Okay? People who decided to buy into this crap that you're a victim of somebody, so you've got to hate, so you've got to basically respond with that energy and with that spirit. And that can be very seductive too. You know, if I watch, it'll happen to me to a degree. If I watch some old white lady walking down the street and some black kid pushes her over and she about runs her head into a fire hydrant, there's a part of me that's just kind of like, oh, dude, you know? Yeah. When you watch 3 or 4 of those, you know, somebody in a nursing home and the guy's abusing him physically, right? It's tough to watch. And especially when then you see their Facebook thing and it's all about how the guy has the idea that his group's the best, that blacks are meant to run the world, and that so it's a blatant attack. It's hard for me not to look at that and just want to get fired up to a degree, right? And I have to remind myself that that's sort of the seduction, right? And that you can't be making a decision out of anger. You can't be making decisions and choices out of anger. You'll screw up. And we're called to love our enemy, as hard as that is. It doesn't mean to just do nothing to fight wickedness and evil, but you don't become your enemy with that spirit of anger and hatred. So I'm watching all these different guys, right? I'm watching Adam Green. And if you watch Adam Green, he's leaning conservative, right? I think I could say so, but he doesn't completely trust Trump. Not bad, not bad. I just don't want to see him like attacking Trump over some weak nonsense crap like Whitney Webb was doing a little while ago with her buddy Vigilant Soviet. Anyway, I'm not even trying to be mean to those guys. It's just, let's stick to facts and right. Let's try to rise above the propaganda and disinformation that Dugan is an author of. Let's try to rise above that and really find what's true, keeping in mind what God's done to help us find that truth, again, by not becoming your enemy, etc. So if you got something on Trump, fine, let's hear it. But let's hear it like it's real and it's pertinent, and it's not just some gonzo nonsense that's going to distract and cause more nonsensical division when it's not necessary. So if you listen to Patriot Hour, or even I like this black guy, he's called Net's Most Wanted. I like these guys, and you can listen to them, and they'll put forth a pretty good presentation that's somewhat convincing that trust the plan. Yeah, and that's seductive. It's seductive to be a Q-tard because you feel like you're doing something being online as this digital soldier for General Flynn, and you feel like God's behind this and good's going to win. So it's very seductive. But if you listen to Steve Bannon, with him I'm kind of back and forth because he'll bring up really good stuff that makes it look like Trump might just be selling us out. But then I don't like it when he goes too gloomer. So that's another aspect. I don't like anyone who's a gloomer in the discussion. That it's just all it's over. They're coming in with agenda 2030. They're coming in with 5G. If you listen to the Fulmer report, that's all about how 5G is coming in to basically control you through messing with the oxygen in the air and the iodine in the air, et cetera, et cetera. If you listen to Steve Bannon, Trump is the world leader of 5G, and he's lost military control because during national emergency now it goes to FEMA or some group of experts to run the military while you're. I mean, so, and I don't know. And if you listen to NPC, that guy's like Asian or Polynesian or something. And I don't know where he lives, Europe or somewhere. I don't know. That's questionable too. When a lot of these guys, Corbett Report, when they're not in the United States, even my buddies, China ABV, Sea Milk, and his buddy Serpenza. Anyway, it makes me wonder when they're not here, but they got so much to say about it. Where they're coming from. But if you listen to again somebody that's on that side of it, there's like NPC would tell you that secretly, and even Net Most Wanted would get on this board they would get on board with this to a degree, that Tom Hanks is gone, that he's been secretly executed or locked up in Gitmo, that George Bush was taken out and McCain was taken out, and that behind the scenes even there's people that have disappeared, and if you should see them, it's a body double, or even now they're talking about these clones. And no one's really explained to me. Then they have clips of guys that act like they know stuff, and the United States has been cloning since 1938, and using clones and body doubles and extracting the soul out of people, and to me it gets bizarre. I don't know how far I can put on the tinfoil hat to feel good. To be a Q-tard with some of these people, I mean, you've got to really put on and some of them talk about aliens. But then the aliens could be like demons, just with a different name, and so it's basically summoning demons to live on the earth to take on bodies, and so kind of like the Nephilim, and so it never ends. It never ends, and somewhere in there, I guess you're supposed to have some confidence in the situation. I don't know. I guess at this point I'm asking y'all, what do you think? What do you think? Is this all a show? Is it all going to be Deagle 2025, 1/3 of the population, because we go through some kind of civil war or something? Is Trump going to stab us in the back? Are they gonna tell us that Biden won, and then Trump will basically just let it all turn to crap with a civil war? I know there's people saying if Trump wins, there's going to be a civil war. I don't think so. Trump's the only reason why a lot of these diehard America-loving patriots haven't done something. They've been quelled. Q is kind of like the sedative. There's probably a lot of guys, you hear about the bikers are going to go clean up Seattle or something. It's maybe starts with the bikers, and then it goes to whoever from there. People who would not be easily taking this crap lightly. That they would be taking matters in their own hands, vigilante style, I suppose. Maybe even Civil War style, I suppose. If it wasn't for Trump placating them and trust the plan, he's got it. Don't worry about it. So I think it's the other way. I think if Biden gets in and Trump is basically like, I tried, guys, but get ready for your communist takeover, I think people would have it at that point, have had enough. And it would all depend on Trump at that point. What's he going to do? Is the military going to be called in at that point, and just going to be the ultimate stab in the back? And it's going to be now, anybody who went out there to stop the communist takeover, they're bad because they didn't want to accept that's what the people voted in, was the communist takeover. What do you guys think? Because this election, I suppose, is kind of important. Are you going to go out there and vote for Trump to not have the Biden possibility? Just the blatant, okay, now the country's gone commie. They've told you what they're going to do and what they want. And another thing, Yang, what the heck is your problem, dude? You should be more in line with like the Tim Pool, middle of the road, even the Ron Paul. In fact, Yang should be debating Ron Paul for that viewership, if he had any brains at all, and for that, and split in the middle and being more libertarian, more moderate, more. He could even throw in a little progressive shit if he kept it moderate and kept it libertarian to a degree. But he's so far up Biden's ass that Biden's breath smells like he ate Chinese food on Twitter. I can't stand Yang anymore. Screw him. And MMT, they are dangerously stupid with who they deal with. If you look at MMT, they've rubbed shoulders with AOC, and Bernie Sanders had like their MMT economic advisors working with them. What? Why are you with them when Trump is giving out Trump bucks? This is your perfect opportunity to go to the president in power right now and start talking about MMT so that he could get the boomer conservatives to relax when he sends out Trump bucks. So he could get that old guard of zero-sum nonsense in the economy and, look at what's happening with the debt, and all these people want a free lunch. MMT, you could be doing something good. You could be making Yang look like child's play. You could be making Trump look like a hero with his Trump bucks. And you could be talking to the conservative thinking masses instead of the retarded dumbasses that would lick up anything if you told them it was free and it's okay and it's different than Trump and it's Bernie and it's communism. What? And it's green. Oh yeah, and then they want the green shit thrown into MMT. Totally bizarre. MMT is wonderful if they would just stick to, hey, let's accept how everything is going on now, and let's accept that Trump is smart enough to borrow at 0% interest, and let's talk about what interest is, it's usury and it's evil, so let's just do zero interest and we're good. How easy is that? How easy is that, MMT? But no, you want to make it look opposed now. Big mistake, big mistake. Anyway, this video's gone on long enough. Tell me in the comments where you're at, because there's so many voices out there, and who are you listening to besides me, obviously? Who are you listening to And what's your prediction for the future? Let's just have a discussion. Okay? All right, God bless.